This is where I get frustrated.
Don't even open that can of worms.
Like horrifying.
Horrifying. Not allowed to cry or have emotions in your house.
Like, do you really need to know what Zimoglyphosate is? Or
Oh, Jessica.
everyone has a favorite. Everyone does. Okay, today we have Erin Romney with us. She is the founder and owner of Romney Studios. She was a D1 athlete, swimmer, majored in biology, and today she is here to talk MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, with us. Mm-hmm. Hello, thank you for coming.
Hi, hello, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yes. All right, so I'm going to nutshell define it, chime in if I'm missing something or if something needs to be combed out or whatever. All right. Okay. So, Make America Healthy Again, the pillars or the issues that the movement is wanting to focus on is protecting natural habitats, exposing corporate corruption, advancing regenerative agriculture. That was a lot of syllables in that. Tackling chronic disease epidemic and eliminating environmental toxins. That's what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In
a nutshell? Okay,
yeah,
great.
In a nutshell.
Okay, so what do you think, and now that I'm thinking about this stream of consciousness, in Louisiana or in our community, what out of those things, what do you think is the most important one?
Well, we're Cancer Alley, right?
Yeah.
We have the highest rate of cancer in the country, and I think that right then and there we can look at environmental pollution and how that's affecting our health locally. And we start from there.
Yeah.
We start from there because that's beyond our control. That's something that we can't fix. If our air is polluted, if our water's polluted, soil is polluted, that's something that's out of our control.
Yeah.
We can control what we put in our mouth. We can control, to a degree, the stress and all these other factors, how much we work out. But when there's something that's against your will that you can't control, that's a big deal for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So as a mom, I guess why do you align with MAHA?
I think that for me, this has been my path of becoming a mother. You wake up, and it's so much wakes up as a mother, as a protector of two dependent babies. And honestly, I was the girl who ate fast food during my pregnancies, and I had a very poor diet. Luckily, my exercise could get me through with looking a certain way and being, athletic, but it wasn't until I had children that I'm like, okay, wait. What am I putting in their little fragile bodies? And, it started with BPA-free, because I feel like that's just the most simple thing.
What's BPA?
It's a type of plastic. You might be able to harp more on it, but it's a more toxic plastic that is more detrimental to our bodies. Okay. And so a lot of children's products, bottles, the food storage. Okay. A lot of it will say BPA-free plastic, and that's typically what you want to avoid, especially when it comes to babies.
What triggered you? What was the moment when you started giving a shit? Sorry.
When I had a baby. When I had a baby and buying all the baby products and the reviews and researching, food storage, because I made all my kids' food. I nursed for a year. So, storing the milk in the BPA-free plastic bottles. Because plastics in our bloodstream is a big issue. It affects your hormones and just so much, your endocrine system, just from microplastics in your body. So I think it all started kind of there for me is when I'm like, okay, we need BPA-free plastic or glass storage. And then it's going into, the foods. What am I making? What is their first foods? Yeah. Luckily, I didn't have to really research formula, which is, I nursed. Yeah. So when I got into foods is when I'm like, okay, organic, you research the organic options versus conventional. And for me, it was important just to give my babies the best advantage possible. I think every mother wants to do that.
Yeah, totally. And I feel like we said this before we started filming, this data about ingredients and corporate sugar, tobacco industry, all of that stuff, we've known about. This isn't new news. No. You know what I mean? It's we've known this forever, and it's the there were certain people at that time who were funding those documentaries, and certain political entities who were backing those, not policies, but like information and like funding all that stuff. And so I don't know, for some reason it didn't get the like fire that it's getting now.
Yeah, the attention.
Yes, correct. Or it's getting attention, but not by people who could
do
change.
something about it. Yeah.
And so like I like Make America, like this stuff, I don't have a problem with any of it. Like get the red dye out. I don't like, great. Like that's fine. Like figure out microplastics, you know? Like I don't want whatever you said that time. What is it? A spoon in my brain?
Oh yeah.
Like
a plastic spoon.
Yeah. Anyways, but I guess like, okay, as it relates to chronic diseases. So like I'm going to list off some, and then if I miss some or whatever, or just tell me. Okay. Example. So this would be under like the tackling chronic disease epidemic under the MAHA movement. Okay. Chronic diseases: heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, asthma, COPD, that's thunder. That's loud. COPD, arthritis, chronic kidney disease, Alzheimer's, obesity, IBS, depression, anxiety, ADHD.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of them. There's some like skin ones, like eczema.
Okay.
Acne.
Okay. Is it called like cystic acne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like hormonal ones.
Which I dealt with.
Cystic?
Yeah. Same.
And you were a swimmer, and we were talking about chlorine and how it affects
and my
your skin.
diet, I did not clear up, and I did Accutane.
Yeah.
Did not clear up till my diet cleaned up.
Yeah. And like I believe that. Like that makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like your skin is like the mask of like what's inside.
Yeah.
So like that makes
It's your largest organ.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay, so we have, those are all the chronic diseases. And of course, selfishly and professionally, because this is what I deal with every day and see, like depression, anxiety, and ADHD. I just don't think that removing red dye is going to influence like rising rates of mental health disorders in children and adolescents. Like I think that's an oversimplification of a solution to a much larger problem.
I completely agree.
In this country. Shit here.
I completely agree.
You know? And like I think it's great that like we're like, okay, like remove sodas and shit, what is it? What's the SNAP thing? No sodas, no
candy?
I'm not actually.
I think it's no soda, no candy. I think what they took out of SNAP.
Whatever, but it's in that like realm. It's like take out, like you're not allowed to use SNAP money benefits for like sodas and
I think it's candy.
Candy.
I think
whatever, and like that's also fine. Like I don't. Okay, I guess like my concern is like, well, first of all, they're gonna find it somewhere else, so that's not gonna solve anything. Number two. I mean, but still do it. I don't have a problem with it. Number two, if you live in like a food desert where like there ain't no like they're gonna have water and stuff, you can't afford it anyway. Like and so you don't have access to like quality anything.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then the it's like 20% of school lunches have to be sourced. Is it
locally?
Is it locally or regionally? I think it's in Louisiana. But it needs to be like 20% of the
whatever is in the food
needs to be sourced from Louisiana.
Yeah.
And then there's like that list of, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce any of those words. That like the ingredient list that like is prohibited.
That's, right.
Which like again, I don't have a problem with. Like that's fine and great. And I think it's like also the goal is like these kids just like need to eat. To stay alive. And I've worked in Harriet Tubman Charter School for 8 years, and like they don't eat the shit lunch they get now.
Right.
You know? And like I just think to be part of this movement, acknowledging that it is a privilege to be a part of this movement. Like these are all great things. And we have a bed to sleep in. And so we just did an episode on, Lauren did it because I don't know anything, on insomnia and sleep deprivation. And like how lack of whatever, like insufficient sleep, you say this, can lead to obesity, diabetes, all these things, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And so like removing red dye isn't going, like, it's just such an oversimplification. Like,
and
you
it's
got to have a
one
bed.
small piece
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
this bigger
Okay.
picture.
Tell me.
It is, we've known about red dye for 30 years.
Yeah.
We have no, why now? Like,
Right.
what?
That's my question.
I believe it's pacifying us, honestly.
What do you mean?
I believe it's giving us breadcrumbs, and there's much bigger issues. What is in our water? What is in our food? What is in our air? What is our soil is so depleted.
Yeah,
so
what's her name? Hernandez said
we're
that?
getting is not even nutritionally dense.
Yeah.
Right.
Nowadays, you know, even with the big food industry, it is cheaper to get a Diet Coke or Coke than water.
Yeah.
Than water.
Yeah.
You know, a Happy Meal, 99 cents versus a salad.
Yeah.
And that's not even an organic salad. That's, you know, conventional salad.
Yeah.
So we're
It's
just
just
so ass
multi-
backwards.
Yeah.
We're so ass backwards. And I just saw something about medical schools. They're trying to really require
That's
doctors
passed.
have nutrition. And I am all about that.
Yeah, that just
But
passed.
that food pyramid
Is backwards. Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah.
So we can say doctors need nutrition, but who's
teaching it?
dictating
Correct.
what this
Yeah,
nutrition
correct.
is?
Yeah.
Because we have it all wrong, in my opinion.
What is
Right.
it? What is it right now? I actually don't know. Like,
What
has
is
it?
what?
Is it the same
Flip
old
it up.
food?
Flip it
yeah,
backwards.
It's
I know,
the
but is
same
it the
one that
same
you've
one from
always
like
seen.
the 80s?
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, it has
the
not
bottom?
changed. And
Yeah.
what is
I
it?
don't know
though?
how
I don't
many.
remember.
I'll look it up.
Grain,
I'll bring it
sugar?
up.
Yeah,
I'll bring it
look it
up.
up.
It's mostly grains and
Grain-
starches and sugary
What's at the top?
foods. Tippy top is meat.
Oh,
I
that's right.
pull it up. I think we need to flip it.
Okay, so
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
wait, this. I'm like, wait a second. This has pictures of exercise on it. That's not the food pyramid we know. Okay,
Yeah.
So the bottom is all grains like
Oh,
bread,
right.
pasta, whatever.
Rice, yeah.
And then the middle is fruits and vegetables all through the middle. And then there's like dairy almost at the top. And then, like, why did they even put on here cakes and sugar and stuff?
Oh,
like,
is that
why
like
is
a
that
full
even in the
chicken?
food pyramid?
Is that just one single like chicken?
Yes, that's just
drumstick.
a whole.
No, it's like a whole. It's like a
whole
raw
chicken.
like chicken. But like, anyways,
But yeah, it's so bad.
But I think it's
wonder-
backwards. So once we
is.
get the foundation of it all, then that's going to make sense. If we truly understand, you know, what our body needs, and clearly with the obesity, with the chronic disease, with the metabolic disorders that we have nowadays, even with the knowledge that we have about nutrition, something's going wrong.
Yeah.
Something's going wrong. And I personally, you know, I've been in this, you know, the fitness industry for decades now. And I honestly don't believe any longer that it's calories in, calories out.
What do you mean?
I don't believe that is the only factor of like losing weight.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Of losing weight and losing body fat.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that our guts are riddled with glyphosate and endocrine disorders. I just think that our guts are so toxic right now that you can be in a caloric deficit and still not lose weight. I'm experiencing now with a leaky gut myself, abnormal weight gain, even though nothing in my routine has changed.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm eating less calories. So it doesn't make sense. And I believe that once we kind of look into gut health and take it a little even further, like what is affecting our membrane that we are not absorbing the nutrients that we are consuming. You know, I digress. But again, it's a bigger picture that we need to look at besides the red dye.
Yeah.
Besides calories in, calories out.
I mean, yeah, and that's still not going to give a kid a bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think we forget that, like, we are educated, right?
Right.
We can
we have
read.
resources.
Yes.
Means.
Yeah, means. We have money. And, like, we're white. And so, like, you go, like, where? I'm trying to think of, like, where? We're in Metairie. Okay, so, like, if you go across the river, like, into a lower SES community, like, there's a lot of people in that population that cannot read. So how are they even going to be able to discriminate between, like, I don't know.
Like ingredients on a label?
Yeah,
Or something?
yeah,
Right.
they can eat, like,
Yeah.
you know? And so, like, I just think, like, yes, all of this is good, and there are, like, such bigger fish to fry in this country.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't understand why like mental health, like any schools, mental health resources or like learning specialists or speech therapist or like behavior analysts, whatever, all of those things like should be like in every school, just like should be on the payroll, right?
Yeah.
And like it's not. And so what happens is that all of these teachers and admin like aren't educated in child development. And so they have expectations that are super incongruent to typical development. Now you throw in specific learning disability, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so like you can feed kids the cleanest, most organic, give them a mask with cleaner, like whatever. If they are not parented as good as they could be, or if they don't have a place to sleep, or if their exceptionalities aren't getting attended to correctly, or if they're like slipping through the cracks at a school, like stress is going to cause all this shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like, how do we do both? Like that's my beef with it.
But do you think it's like an either or is it that and?
What do you mean?
Is it like either like we address these things and we're not addressing everything else, or we address everything?
I think that's what it kind of is now.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think there's so many factors that contribute to health. Like we said, there's the sleep, there's the stress, there's nutrition, mental health. But I think all of that does affect your mental health in the end.
Yeah.
Because you can't be eating a good diet and having a leaky gut and have great mental health and not getting any sleep.
Yeah,
abused,
but like people don't
neglected.
have like a lot of people don't have the capacity to even go get seen by a physician or a functional medicine doctor or whatever to even see if they have.
So I guess that would be, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but is any part of this movement addressing like access to
mental health
or like access to healthy foods, organic foods, regenerative farming, blah, 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 like the list goes on.
I don't know. And I feel like there's so much happening and it's almost like a whirlwind. So much is happening so fast. And I think a lot of people are very happy and very excited because the goal is to make America healthy again.
Right.
And if we can start with the physical health, of getting nutrition, proper nutrition. And again, I'm all for quality versus quantity. In terms of like, okay, what's the nutrition education that these doctors are now getting? Versus
making sure like having like every college or whatever. I'm sorry, medical school is getting X amount of hours of nutrition, but like. That's great, but if the professor or the doctor,
if we don't fix that food pyramid, it's just going to keep perpetuating itself. We're just going to have more ignorance on the blind leading the blind. With respect to the foundation of the education we're getting. So I just think that this is a great start.
Okay.
In terms of moving it forward a little bit closer to a better outcome physically. Listen, when you're healthy, you got a lot of problems. When you are not healthy, when you were diseased, when you were injured, when you have one problem, and that's that
say
problem.
Say it again.
When you have a disease, cancer, right?
Yeah.
That's your problem. That is what you are focusing on. That is what you are channeling all your energy to fix.
Okay.
When you are healthy, you can focus on the luxury of the food you eat, your kids' mental health. You can exercise. You can do all these things. You got a lot of problems to figure out. But when you're injured, when you are diseased, when you are injured, I'm telling you, I had a back injury. All I could focus on was that pain. I didn't give a shit about anything else. That pain took all my mental energy. I didn't have the energy to fight for anything else, to research, to read. I mean, it really does a number on you. So I think that if we can get our physical vessels to a nice homeostasis, a nice neutral place, then we can go from there. We can tackle. I mean, I don't know how much this is going to tackle education. and
but like healthcare access. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But I'm talking about school. I'm talking about school and, abuse and neglect.
Yeah.
I don't, but I hope that, obviously, you hope that. But I think that this is, in my opinion, going to fix our physical health, which I think will carry over into the mental health and other things.
I mean, like I said, I'm not like, I don't think MAHA, like this movement is bad. Like, there's nothing bad about, like, the bill.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad bill. Like, it's not written wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't. Now I'm getting so fucking hot. This happens all the time. Like, why? Like, back to what you said. Why can't it be both? Isn't that what you said? Or why? Yeah. Like,
is it either or? Or is it and?
Like, I hope it's and.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Same.
it better be and.
Yeah.
And, like, why? I guess this is a y'all question. Maybe this is like a body medicine, I don't know, whatever. Like, is restricting ingredients and figuring out, like, plastics and all of that stuff, is that cheaper than tackling, like, the bigger issues like poverty and access to healthcare and guns and da-da-da-da? You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's why, because this is cheaper to, like, extract ingredients or, like, not
I don't know if it's cheaper. It might be easier to implement a blanket policy that would just, like, trickle down and affect everything, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas,
I think so, too.
Like, I feel like poverty is much more, like, complicated and, like, nuanced, and so that it might be harder to, like, have one policy that's going to, like, fix poverty.
Well, right,
you know?
right.
So I don't think it's cheap. I don't know if it's cheaper. I would say, like,
it's just easier to do.
Well, it might tackle
easier
a
for
few
a
birds with
politician
one
to make.
stone when you hold these food companies accountable.
Yeah.
You know, you're
What are they?
You're restricting stuff in the UK because it's illegal there, some of these ingredients, but yet you have carte blanche here in the US.
I don't know. What is carte blanche?
Like, they get to do whatever they want.
Oh, sorry.
Ingredient. I was like, is that
they get to
special?
do whatever they
about carte
want. They get free reign to do what they want to do here. I mean, some of this food is not food.
Well, and I guess
this is not food.
The other part that's just, like, a sad part, and we know this from, like, cigarettes back in the day, like, the advertising for junk foods and fast foods is unfortunately highly directed at the lowest SES population, which was the same with tobacco. Once the tobacco industry started losing money and losing momentum, then they funneled all their advertising to, like, low SES populations. And those were the people that stayed on cigarettes the longest and had the hardest time getting off.
Guess where they went next?
They went to the food industry. Yeah.
Who did?
Tobacco.
Big tobacco.
So tobacco,
then went into the food industry.
Once their corporations, like, disintegrated, they bought all the big food companies.
What's like what's give me one
like
of those
Frito-Lay.
Oh, okay, Frito-Lay.
Yeah. Which I don't know for sure if Frito-Lay was purchased by tobacco, but that's just
Tyson Foods. You know, the chicken. You know,
but that shit has been like, this is also like, why can we do this now? I did not mean to throw that at you.
Why didn't we do this like 30 years ago? Why did we do this from the start? Is that what you're saying?
Like, but we knew, like, because you said the Tyson. It triggers my whatever that documentary was about.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Gross.
Chicken farming. Was it about chicken farming?
It was something, but like I never touched a Tyson product again after that because disturbed me. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
a long time. We've known about a lot of this stuff for a long time.
Why?
That's how powerful they are. That's how much power, money, and influence they have
now
over politicians.
No,
what do you mean? What do you?
They've always had that power.
Who? Wait, start again.
Like the food industry.
Big food.
Right. So like all big industries have lobbyists, right?
Right.
Okay. And like the lobbyists are the ones that influence the policymakers.
Yes. Okay.
So like
tobacco is a huge.
Tobacco's a farm has a huge lobbyist group. Yes. Right. So like the more lobbyists you have, the more politicians' ears you can get in, right? Okay, and like
money
sway, and like have your influence. So they prevent policymakers from making changes. Sometimes just from influence, and sometimes it's by feeding like incorrect information to them. You know.
funding campaigns.
Yeah.
It's money talks, and
Money
the more
talks.
money you have, the more powerful you
happened
are.
Then like what? How did this happen then?
Because
like, how are we able
to do it now?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, I thought you
Like-
meant like how did we get here?
I guess like notorious. I mean, I don't know if that's right, y'all. I did not sleep well. Like historically speaking, I feel like the Republican Party has been more like
Yes.
you little hippie
Yep.
dippies.
No,
Like
you're
crunchy,
100%
whatever.
right.
I feel like it's
This
flipped.
is all
Yeah,
all historically liberal.
Yeah, this is like
Yes.
liberal agenda.
Yes.
And
Yeah, that's
like
100% true.
And that type of person, whatever, did all of those like great,
Yeah.
cool documentaries.
Back in the day, I would have been
Fork Over
considered an extreme
Nuts.
liberal.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, so now, like all the funding, we can get all the funding for all of this stuff because the Republican Party's doing it. Like, I don't know. Like, who has the pull in this country? I feel, you know what I mean?
I think
Whoever
the
has
beautiful thing about RFK being, coming from the Democratic Party, and the silver lining to the pandemic was education. We had a great opportunity for education in terms of Big Pharma's influence.
What do you mean?
How much power and money they have to implement laws, mandates.
Oh, like
to
school vaccines, you mean? Is that what you mean?
push things through. Yeah, that's one. And then media also, how much power media has at influencing choices and decisions and the fear of the masses. We had a great opportunity for education through, I believe, RFK. I learned so much about him during that, and then
I didn't even know who he was.
I didn't know who he was until recently, I'll be honest.
honestly, it wasn't until
No idea who he was.
2020 came about that my spidey senses went up. I'm like, something feels really off.
I know,
with
you don't
this.
like love a COVID, right? Like you're, God.
I don't love a mandate. I
Or
don't
a
love
mandate.
a vaccine mandate,
Yeah.
especially one that's emergency use authorization that's on, wasn't documented as being safe and effective. It was emergency use authorization, and it was still on trial.
Yeah.
We were human test subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a doctor. What do you think?
I have no fucking clue.
No,
I'm serious.
No,
I really don't.
God.
I love you for saying that.
No, I
because
have no
more
fucking
should
clue.
say that.
Yeah.
More
I think
people
too
should say
many
that.
people are like so adamant that like this does this and this does not do this.
Safe
and I
and
agree.
effective.
I think there's not enough people who are saying like, I don't fucking know. How am I supposed to know?
I
like,
respect the doctors. Those are the doctors. Anyone who belittled people saying, "Oh, you got to get it. You got to get it. It's safe and effective." Blah blah blah, and who said with no doubt, this is what you need to do. I will not see those doctors.
I mean, I
But
tell
how do
my
you know
patients,
it's not safe and effective? It hasn't been in our systems long enough to even know.
Wait, say that again. What?
Like, how do we know that? I'm just using this because we're talking about it. The COVID vaccine, and I got it. I don't think I got it the second one because I was lazy, but whatever. And like my kids didn't get it because like by the time that they
were little.
Yeah, they were little, but also like COVID wasn't. I don't know. It like went down. Or whatever. It wasn't like a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. Anyways, now I just lost my train of thought.
I know.
How do we know it's not effective?
Wait,
because you're still getting it. It was promoted as you won't get COVID at first. And I can pull up all the media.
Well, you
will not get it.
Okay.
This is going to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Biden's mouth, from his mouth. And I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah.
My kids aren't vaccinated. We're fine. No COVID. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So whereas a lot of people I know got the vaccine, got COVID.
Yeah.
Several times. In
But is that
addition
because
to
strains were different?
myocarditis.
Who? What?
Myocarditis.
What is that? Oh, hard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But can you trace that back to the vaccine?
you can
specifically?
trace an uprising based on, and actually
Like
so
trends?
much trends of health decline after.
That can't just be because of a COVID vaccine. It just can't.
I have no fucking clue.
God,
what I
you're
will
the only doctor at this table.
But okay, would you
I'm
trust me
joking.
more if I was like
No,
a
I
psychiatrist being like,
No.
oh, here's
No.
the
No.
I will
I
tell
know.
you, I tell my patients more and more in the last few years,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lie to them.
Yeah.
That I like know
I think
something
that's
is
the responsible thing
right?
to do.
I don't want to lie to them. I'll be like, here's what the research shows about this, this, and this. This is what we know, and the rest I don't know.
Listen,
and
I could sit here and say the same thing of like, yes, calories in, calories out. You need to work your ass off. Come to my gym.
But also come to my gym.
And then I'm going to say, listen, I don't think it's calories in and calories out. I don't think it's spending hours in the gym. I think we now need to look into gut health and how our guts are, the membranes are completely destroyed, which is causing, essentially our bodies to starve to death, and I think that it's way more than that. And I can sit there saying owning a gym, I don't know. I think there's more to it. Yeah. Than just that. Yeah. And and I think it's beautiful when someone can say, I don't know, but let's keep learning. Yeah. Let's keep growing, keep learning, and keep pushing each other respectfully out of our comfort zones for the betterment.
Well, yeah. And that's why I wanted to have you on, because I knew we weren't like aligned perfectly with it. Like, like I said, there ain't nothing wrong with MAHA. Like, it's all good for us or whatever. Right. And all of this stuff would historically have been like a democratic, like peace, love, and
totally
breastfeed until you're 5.
Yeah. And I was that hippie. I was that hippie girl. Yeah. I'm still considered that hippie. It just the view of it flipped.
Yes. But like the point of our podcast is to have conversations with people who aren't like we aren't perfectly aligned on stuff. And so it's boring. It's boring, number one. And number two, it's not like informative or
you don't learn.
You don't learn.
Just agreeing with
we're just in agreement.
We're just talking to people that agree with you.
Yeah. Like you want isn't that like how science works?
Yeah, you have to have your hypothesis and then you test it, right? You have to constantly be challenged on what you think is true.
Science is not settled. It's never settled.
It's never
settled. No. And when I heard people say that as a biologist, I'm like, oh my God. People really don't understand the scientific method. Yeah. If they're saying it's settled. Right. Safe and effective. It is settled.
Right.
And like on it, but also like it could be safe and effective. As it relates to risk benefit.
For some people.
Right. For some people. Or like the risk and the cost benefit. Right. You know what I mean? Like we talked about this. Like we see kids all day who are this close to be kicked out of another school that someone's paying $45,000, whatever for, because they can't sit still, or they're calling out, or they're doing something that's developmentally appropriate for their age, but it's incongruent with the expectation of the school. Right. And so get kicked out, and we all know in this city, schools talk to everybody. It's a very chatty New Orleans. Yeah. And so risk reward, like put them on a stimulant to like help them learn the skills they need to learn and then wean off of the stimulant.
But the key is like, what do you say about it? Like, right? Because I'll tell you like, I'm a psychiatrist. I prescribe psychiatric medications all day long, every day. That's what I do. I don't do therapy. Yeah. All I do is prescribe. That's what I do. Okay. Yeah. But the key is how I explain it to people. I would never tell a patient, this will do you no harm. I would never say that prescribing medication, right? I can say, for the majority of patients in your situation, here's the risks, here's the % chance that would happen, and then here's all the stuff that I don't know and I can't tell you.
That's not what I'm talking
about. That is so beautiful. Yeah. And I think that's really important to harp on.
I know. God, y'all
it's called informed consent. It's informed consent.
But what are you talking about?
I'm talking about risk reward, like my kid's going to get kicked out of this school and not be let in.
Well, you're talking more behavioral.
Yeah.
Behavioral, and she's talking more, chemical.
But there's a difference between risk reward and saying there's a lack of a risk. Right? You can say, look, the benefit far outweighs the potential risk of this medication. Yes. But I'm never going to say that this medication has no risk.
Well, yeah, no one's saying that. Well, I'm saying the risk of a potential side.
I don't think you had the choice. I mean.
What do you mean?
When it came to the vaccine.
Okay, I'm talking
about
vaccine. But
I'm just using that as an example. We were not allowed to question. You were considered a horrible person if you questioned or challenged that thought process.
But isn't everybody... If anybody questions or challenges, there's always going to be somebody who thinks they're a horrible person. Yeah. There just is.
There's a large majority of, and I think the media really perpetuated that fear and you are a horrible person and you are killing grandmas and you are, I'm telling you, I have the notes.
No,
I have the receipts here.
I remember watching it on the news.
I think we
it's
just
wild
have like
to observe from a bird's eye view, not being emotionally caught. But when they came at me and my babies and like, you're killing people, you're a super, you know.
Were people saying that to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, really?
But I'm strong enough I can handle it.
But like, where were they saying that to? Like on Instagram or something?
Yes.
Oh, like comments?
Yes. I can handle it.
Yeah, they're done.
I can
like
handle
when people attack me for that GLP-1
I know. She's getting.
Are you okay? What is your take on the GLP-1s?
Okay, we did this whole like 35-minute episode where we talked about.
You probably know it was with Dr. Landry. What's her first name?
Megan. You know Megan Landry?
No, maybe not.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, never mind.
She's like an integrative medicine doctor. Anyway, so we talked this 35-minute episode where we talked about research that showed potential adverse effects, and then we talked about research that showed the positives. Okay, and unfortunately, the person that was doing our social media at the time, still love him, but he clipped out a part where we talked about the research that showed the adverse effects and posted it, and then he didn't post the source. Okay, he didn't cite the source, all right, and I don't have social media on my phone, so I didn't know about it until it was like far gone.
I had to.
And now it's
like,
up to like 100,000 views. And people are beating the shit out of me.
Yes, but there's
so
also
it was
people
really in
aren't.
support of GLP-1s.
No.
It was against it.
It was just showing psychiatric adverse effects.
Yes.
Rates of psychiatric adverse effects
and within
with
this
GLP-1s.
Very, very touchy subject.
Oh my gosh.
And
So
I can
touchy.
give my opinions.
I give it, but I want to say I think also the reason why it's catching all that heat is because the numbers were wild. And like I'm not saying the numbers were that's what was in that peer
So
review
it kind of
study.
acted as clickbait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By only
Correct.
giving one extreme viewpoint instead of the antagonist.
Both sides.
Yes, correct. What were you
And
gonna say?
I think that because it's funny, it's my industry.
Yeah.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
Weight loss.
Yeah.
All this thing.
Go ahead.
It is a heated subject.
Oh, it's so heated.
Yeah.
It is a heated subject. And I would say anybody criticizing it is absolutely getting slaughtered.
I know. That's why I'm saying like this whole cancel culture thing. It's like
Getting slaughtered because so many people are on it.
Yeah. It's
And
so pervasive now.
Listen, my heart bleeds for people, especially women in this day and age with Hollywood expectations, with the media, the magazines, the makeup industry. Everything out there is to make you hate yourself or want to change yourself.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm wearing hair, makeup, all the things. I work out for a living. So my heart bleeds for women who just want to feel good in their bodies, who want to look good and meet what, the Kardashians are doing, their standards that they're setting out for people. And
I got that look in that camera.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It is really hard. But again, I think we're rushing into it before we really
What do you mean?
have the informed consent. I think that
like people aren't like read the risks.
maybe they aren't looking at the risks.
And
I think they're seeing, okay, this is the outcome. Great. I'm going to be skinny. I'm going to lose all this weight.
Yeah, well, no one wants to work. Like everyone wants a quick fix, Band-Aid, instant gratification.
Yeah.
And I get that. I get that. I get that.
I mean, that's what
I mean, I think
it's
the
hard.
whole point of our episode was like they're not inherently bad, but like every drug you put in your body is going to pose a risk to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Some reaction.
If there is a drug and you put it in your body, there is a potential risk there. Period. Okay. And like it can be prescribed very responsibly, right?
Yes.
With like you have a nutritionist on board, you've got someone watching out for your mental health, you have your whole family on board with like healthier lifestyle, blah, 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 all those things, right? And then it can be very irresponsibly prescribed.
Yes.
Right?
And that's what I fear is too much, too soon, too intense of a dose.
Well, it's just not going to work.
Without the training
and
of,
I'm like,
okay, I need to eat protein and I need to work out. So
I'm seeing my own patients. Like, I can't tell you how many patients I have that are like going to a med spa and getting it. And I'm like, no one's like doing blood work on them or counseling them or like nothing. There's nothing.
And I think if you have pre-existing conditions of like thyroid cancer or thyroid issues or any certain metabolic issues, I think that really we need to take into account the consequences, the repercussions, the negative side effects, and have that informed consent. So both sides need to
potential consequences.
Need to be presented.
Yeah.
And then you make the choice.
Exactly.
Just like with COVID.
But okay, I'm
vaccine,
gonna. Okay,
I didn't want that.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
And this is the med spa thing too. That yes,
Yeah.
and this goes back to like medical systems.
Yeah.
Like the they didn't know time.
Burn and turn. It's
Yeah, burn
and
it.
turn.
Like turn that table.
Yep.
Like there aren't. I mean, it's bill insurance,
Yep.
get paid,
Yep.
get paid.
5-minute visits.
Yes, and
all day
so
long.
like the doc like. It's not the doctor's fault necessarily.
No, it's
you know
not.
what I mean?
No,
like they
it's
don't
not.
have fucking time.
It's a systemic problem.
It's a systemic issue.
Yes.
It's a
and
systemic
again,
problem.
I think that we have so many people.
Well, and the sad thing is, I can tell you, no doctor wants to practice that way. Like, we all went into medicine because
With
we want to help
intentions.
people.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many other things we could have done with our science backgrounds that probably would have made a lot more money, been a lot easier, less stressful, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to help people. No doctor likes getting into a situation where they're burning and turning all day. They don't like it because you
And
feel
y'all
like you're
don't
not
even
helping
realize
people.
good.
you don't even
No.
realize like, y'all do set like
Because you get
You
into
don't
a
even
situation
realize
where you don't have a
you're-
choice. It's like,
Well,
this is the job opportunity. I either burn and turn here or I
Yeah.
burn and turn there. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And I
sad.
think there's so much because you're in debt when you know,
you have a shit ton of debt when you get out of school.
shit ton of debt. You're probably sleep deprived
Yeah.
from all of your
And you don't start making money until
extensive
you're
training.
like in your mid-30s.
There
you
is
know?
a great respect for the medical community and the strain they had to go through to get that hard-earned degree.
Yeah.
However, I think that you are now in this weakened position of you've got to pay off all of these bills.
Yeah.
And that's if you're just on your own. Now
Right.
you don't have children.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think that sometimes
where
it
you
can be
live.
enticing
Yeah.
to take that money from big pharma or this procedure. You know, I feel like, or get into the system of 5-minute appointments.
Yeah.
And I think that is where we are.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are. And I think that it's my physician is going to take your approach of like, let me back away for a second. Let me pose the risks and rewards of this particular medicine.
Yeah.
Based upon your blood. It really, unfortunately, you have to have money to be healthy.
100%.
Yeah.
It's super
Like,
sad
that's a privilege.
that every person should have access to a doctor that has that can spend time with them, and that is not the reality. And
It
it's
is
very
and
sad.
like food shouldn't be so expensive.
Right. Food should
shouldn't
not be so
you
expensive.
shouldn't.
It's lettuce.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
water. Like
Yeah.
that's water.
Yeah.
But yet a Happy
Yeah.
Meal
I know.
is cheaper
I know.
than that.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And I think that we there's so many
I know.
I know.
layers to this.
Yeah.
I know.
And it feels very disheartening and hopeless.
Yeah.
And everyone's against each other too.
Everyone,
Yes.
No
It's
one's
so
having like
politicized.
like it's like why?
That's what I hate the most.
That's what I hate
Yeah.
the most.
That's what I hate
it
the most.
It's like
Yeah.
I don't align with you on a lot of stuff, but like I want you on here so we can get conversations
Right.
going and like show people that like we don't like everybody doesn't have to like be so harmonious.
Right.
Like you respect people, like you just respect people.
And you
Yeah.
can agree
You-
with parts of things
Yeah.
and not the whole thing. You
Correct.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
Like I said, I run down the
Yeah.
middle. I don't
Right.
Yeah.
lead either way. I actually see the circus of it all.
Yeah.
So I really come to my own path, and this is a step in the right direction. I'm not going to sit out there and talk about all these other things. And when it comes to my health, when it comes to my baby's health, I can really give my opinion and
Oh,
I can
for
really
sure.
research
that's like your
because
specialty.
it's my specialty and
your
it
passion.
is my passion and these are my babies.
Yeah.
And I am going to do everything I can to
Yeah.
protect and give them the best head start as I see it. So part of health and how I took this approach is understanding what we're up against in terms of the human body and health and how I can remedy it or neutralize the
Like
negative.
in your nuclear family.
Yeah, or myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Which
okay.
carries over to my children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in our air?
How
What's
are
in
you,
our water? What's
I
in
mean,
our
I feel like I could
soil?
talk.
What's in our food? You can. It really boils down to the basics. It boils down to the basics. What are the fluoride in our water, the heavy metals in our water, the pesticides, herbicides, the pharmaceutical runoff. I clean my water. I drink filtered water, and that is a privilege. It shouldn't be that way. We should all have access to
clean water.
clean
Clean
water.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when everyone asks me my opinion of where do you start? Clean water. We are made up mostly of water. Get the purest, cleanest, unmolested version of water, unchemicalized version of water. Clean. So I start with that.
Yeah.
Water.
Water. Okay.
Is.
I mean, no, but
It sounds so basic.
It
sounds so basic, but
No,
it's
it's not.
really
But
not
at least it's
that
somewhere to start.
accessible. It's
Yeah.
not that
It's not
accessible.
it's not accessible.
Nothing is accessible.
No,
really.
nothing's accessible.
And
That's
it
good
makes
for
me
you.
mad.
I know.
Yeah.
And I listen. I sit on great privilege to even be able to arrive at that conclusion of like I need to drink
to even be
clean
thinking
water.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But this is where I can be of service to other people. Listen, I can't sit there and come to know what it's like to grow up in Section 8 housing, with no education and no, you know what I mean? I can't arrive at that. So that is not going to be my wheelhouse, unfortunately,
But like
to
it
bring
could
up.
be, but it could be to figure out how to like get that population, even like just the clean water.
Yeah.
Like if
Clean
it's just
water.
that.
Right.
Like I think, like I agree with the clean water. Like I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
And like this can't become a move like whole country movement if the whole country can't do it.
Right.
And so like proximity to power, people who have money, and this is like me fucking included. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? It's just all of us.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we know this is like good for you, whether it be therapy or like this person in this school or this take this shit out of this water and do clean. Like how can we help other, like, I don't know, different populations? How can we like close the gap for
like
access?
how do you make it accessible to everybody?
Correct. Yeah. And
Yep.
so like that is
100% the problem.
Yes.
Or a problem.
Yes.
A problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so for me, it's just researching all that I'm up against, that what is going to hold me back from my physical potential. Like I said, I want to prevent disease. I want to prevent metabolic disorders. I want to prevent mental health problems. What can I do to at least hold those off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What it's a lot of learning, and I've had this insatiable learning since honestly 2020. Again, like something just jolted me. Triggered me awake.
Yeah.
And it's just been this quest for me to learn. So I'm on this learning path as well.
Yeah.
Prior to 2020, I wouldn't give a shit about vaccines.
Yeah.
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 Seriously.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And
You're like, I wouldn't have cared until this, clown show came in, and the circus of like, you need to do that. Like, it didn't make sense. None of it made sense.
Yeah. All right. And we're gonna. I mean, I hope I didn't scare you away. I hope you come back.
No,
she may not come back after this.
No, because I don't feel like there's been anything.
Okay, good. Yeah, no,
it's a good conversation. It's a good conversation.
And like, I want to get into like, there's other shit like the GLP-1s. I want to get into more. Like, I'm curious about all your.
Now I'm
vaccine
afraid to talk
stuff.
about GLP-1s, but yeah, sure.
Well, whatever.
Well, to the GLP-1s, because it's so heated.
Yeah.
And listen, I have accepted that I know more people on it than not.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not going to be here to shame, because I know what it's like to watch family members with morbid obesity.
Yeah.
And the consequences of morbid obesity is severe. So I get it. I get it. I get wanting to look good. I understand that. So you are not going to change people's minds of they want to look good.
Right. No.
But how can I get you feeling good? How can I get you to be strong in your body? That's my goal.
Yeah.
So we're not going to beat it. We're not going to convince people not to do it. Yeah. And again, I think that when you go into the obesity, it can actually be beneficial.
Yeah,
to
for sure.
stave
Absolutely.
off that information. All the diseases that come with
diabetes.
It gives momentum to like
come with obesity.
Right.
So
Yeah.
go for it. Learn now a healthy way of moving forward with nutrition, with exercise.
Yeah.
So many people are on it.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them in terms of, okay, what can we do the best for you to prevent the negative repercussions of this?
Right.
You need to work out. You need to weight train. You need a lot of protein to prevent the muscle loss and the bone density.
You should do
heart
what's
issues.
it called on that? Like you do all the. Are you still on the what's it called? The virtual. What is it called?
Online streaming.
Thank you.
Yes.
You should do like that's how you. I mean, now I'm just telling you what to do, but like you should do like a webinar or something on like. How to do GLP-1
workouts.
Right. Yeah.
And listen, I get it. Again, I empathize with people wanting to look good, to losing that weight, those, pounds that won't go off. But I don't think it should be a crutch.
Right.
I don't think you should be on, especially if you're experiencing negative, health problems. But I also think that like I'm just going to encourage everyone, work out, weight train, get your protein in, and then just see if you can wean off or go to a lower dose and see then how your energy levels. Maybe nausea goes down. Maybe you your digestion improves.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the goal. I mean, I said this in that episode, but like not with every medication, but with most medications.
I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying to do it. No. I'm not saying to do it, but I'm saying,
no.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I just want to make sure it's not edited out.
No, she's not. No.
Okay. No, don't worry.
No, I'm just saying like, with most medications, the goal is not to be on it forever. It's to get on it, fix whatever, and then wean off and get off.
Learn some healthy habits.
Yes.
Or a different way of doing it.
Correct. Erin, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you.
I want to stay for longer.
I know. This is great. And like, this is like why I was asking you, like, what are you passionate about? Because I know you're passionate about a lot of stuff. But like now really go home, now that you know what it is, go home and think about like what you want to talk about. And, like, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, this is a start. This is the foundation of it all. Health is the foundation of it all.
Yep.
Then you get the privilege of examining the mental health and the sleep quality when you feel good. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna okay.
Don't get too much into it. We gotta go.
I know we gotta go. Okay, yeah, we'll go. Okay.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay, you're coming back, hopefully. Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Guys. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Little Brain Campaign podcast.
If you enjoyed our conversation, give us a follow on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
And hey, those ratings and reviews, they actually matter, like a lot. Take 30 seconds to leave us a review while you're still thinking about it.
Until next time, remember, we're all just trying our best.
See you next week.